Hi, my name is Kristen. I'm a health coach with Orion. Welcome to yoga today. Today we're going to focus on some upper body strength throughout the yoga practice. This will include our arms, of course, also our shoulders, upper backs, and even a lot of your core, which we focus on in a lot of yoga practices. Today we're going to start in child's pose. This is one of my favorite poses, so really take a minute to get comfortable. The best child's pose for me, I like to bring my big toes together, spread my knees apart just a little bit, and then walk my hands out in front of me. Start to feel the stretch through your shoulders, through your upper back, and then let your forehead rest on the mat. You're welcome to adjust this pose if there's anything that doesn't feel comfortable to you. You can bring your knees closer together or take them a little further apart. If anything doesn't feel comfortable in your arms or your shoulders, you can bring your arms back by your sides. Or you can even just let your elbows relax a little bit and not reach as far. Well, this is a relaxation pose, so start to try and let go of your muscles. Start taking some nice deep breaths. And as you breathe, let your back expand. Our stomach and our chest are a little bit closed off in this pose, so feel all that oxygen go to your back. Feel your shoulder blades spread apart. Feel your back widen on the inhale, and then exhale nice and slow. Remember to inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. Keep working with your breathing and find a really nice deep breath that's comfortable for you. Few more nice deep inhales and exhales, and really let these nice deep breaths bring you to the present moment. Letting go of anything that's happened earlier in the day, anything you're worrying about that might happen later. Just let go of those things and come to the present moment, paying attention to how your body feels right now, right here. Gently begin to add some movement. So on your next inhale, reach through your fingertips, reach those arms out in front of you, and then shift your weight forward, coming so that your shoulders are in line with your elbows and your wrists. Also bring your knees a little bit closer in so that your legs are parallel, and then we're just going to shift back again. Quick child's pose, maybe take a breath or two here. And then inhale out again, forward to a modified plank, lining up your wrists, elbows and shoulders, and press back again. Inhale forward. back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. This time we're going to hold here for just a moment. So finding a good modified plank. Your core should be engaged just to keep your back stable, keep your back supported. And from here we're going to slowly bend our elbows. As we do that, you want your arms to stay right next to your ribs, and you just slowly lower down. Inhale up to cobra, or you can press all the way up to upward dog. And then let your knees come back to the ground, shift back to child's pose for one nice deep breath. Inhale forward. Same place, finding your modified plank. Slowly lower down, keeping those elbows right next to your ribs. Inhale up. And back to child's pose. And inhale forward. This time we're going to add in a little push-up. I like to call them yogi push-ups. So this time as we lower down, we'll come all the way down, and then keeping your elbows right next to your ribs, we'll just press back up. Let's come back down. Inhale up to cobra or upward dog. Back to child's pose. One nice deep breath here. Inhale forward. We're going to do 2 yogi push-ups this time. So slowly lower down, press up and down, up, and then come back down. Inhale up to cobra or upward dog, and back to child's pose. One nice deep breath. Inhale forward. Let's do 3 yogi push-ups this time. Hopefully you're starting to feel it in your triceps a little bit, which is just the back part of your arm. Slowly lower down, press up, and down, up. One more, down, up, and then let's lower back down. Inhale up to cobra or upward dog. Back to child's pose. And go ahead and take a few nice deep breaths here. On your next inhale, shift your weight forward, and we're just going to come up to all fours this time. So make sure you have a really good base. You want to be pressing down through your hands, lengthening through your arms, rather than just letting your chest sink down between your shoulders. You really want to have those shoulders engaged. We'll bring our right hand to the center of our mat, so just directly underneath your sternum, and then open up through the left arm. You're going to feel a stretch in your shoulders here, and it helps you to get that arm just a little bit higher if you're squeezing your shoulder blades together on your back. And take that left hand, slide it underneath the right side of your body, come down onto that shoulder. This will just be a little stretch, a little twist through our upper back. We'll come back up to all fours. Let's place our left hand in the center of the mat this time. Take our right arm up. Remember, squeeze those shoulder blades together on your back. And then the right hand can come down, slide under the left side. You just rest on that right shoulder, rest your head on the ground. Feel that stretch and that slight twist. Come back up to all fours. Let's sit back into child's pose. Reach your arms out in front of you. And on your next inhale, shift your weight all the way forward. Modified plank. Slowly lower down. Inhale up to cobra or upward dog. And let's switch back to downward facing dog now. So go ahead and find your best downward facing dog. Remember, you can keep your knees bent. You can keep your heels off the ground. This is our first downward dog, so you don't need to force any stretching here. Let your neck relax, your head just hang. Now for just a moment, I want you to pay attention to your shoulders and your back muscles. Downward dog is a pose that really uses a lot of those muscles. And sometimes it can cause a lot of stress in our shoulders if we aren't engaging the muscles on our back. So think about turning your armpits in towards each other. Rather than letting your armpits turn outwards, you can also look at the creases in your elbows. Make sure those are turned in towards each other. Feel your shoulder blades engage. Think about lengthening through your neck. And let's carefully bend our knees all the way down. We can sit back into child's pose for a few nice deep breaths. Feel your shoulders relax here. And on your next inhale, let's shift our weight all the way forward. Modified plank. Slowly lower down. Inhale up. Back to downward facing dog again. Once again, try to keep those big muscles in your back engaged. Bend our knees down. Sit back to child's pose. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale forward. Modified plank. Slowly lower down. Inhale up. Exhale back. From our downward facing dog, let's step both of our feet up into our hands and reverse swan dive up. Reaching over your head, you can even do a little back bend if you want. Hands come together and exhale to heart center. Let's stretch a little bit through our shoulders just so we can get more of an idea of what that engagement feels like. Inhale your arms up overhead. Reach your hands as high as you can and let your shoulders come up by your ears. Now this is the kind of what feels most natural. It's what happens the easiest when our shoulders come up. But now we want to pull our shoulder blades down, and even though we're still engaged through our fingertips, we're now engaged through the large muscles in our back as well. We're using those muscles to pull our shoulder blades down. And you can see I have a lot more space now between my ears and my shoulders. So when you're in downward facing dog, and most other yoga poses as well, you want to make sure you're pulling those shoulders down, engaging the muscles on your back. Let's alternate reaching one arm higher than the other. And it's not about bending your elbows, it's about pulling down through those shoulder blades. Reach both arms up high, and then exhale, let our arms float down. Let's inhale our arms straight up in front of us. Exhale and pull your elbows back and down. Stretching a little bit more through your chest and shoulders. One more time, inhale your arms up. This time let's exhale and swan dive down. lengthening through your spine, coming all the way down. You can bend your knees if you want. Relax your neck, let your head hang. Inhale to a flat back, really lengthening through the spine. Release back down. Plant your hands in the mat and step back to plank. We're going to hold here for just a moment. Engage your core, but I also want you to engage your shoulders. Once again, think about pulling those shoulders away from your ears rather than just letting your upper body sink down. From here, let's slowly lower down, bending those elbows. Inhale up to cobra or upward dog, back to downward facing dog. Engage those back muscles. Shift your weight forward. And once again, hold here for just a moment. And then slowly lower down. Inhale up, back to downward facing dog. This time, let's take our right leg up into the air. You don't have to take it up very high, maybe just so it's about parallel with the ground. As you take that leg up into the air, make sure your weight is still equally pressing through both hands. Now you have the option here to either put this foot back down next to the left foot, or you can leave it up as you shift your weight forward. Slowly lower down, and then inhale up, and back to downward facing dog. Let's take the left foot up into the air now. Doesn't have to be too high. Check in with your hands. Make sure you're pressing equally through both hands. And then your choice, you can bring that left foot back down, or you can leave it up as you shift forward. Back to downward facing dog. Let's come up on our tippy toes, bend our knees down, and you can sit back to child's pose. Take a few nice deep breaths here. Let those shoulders and those arms relax. Let your back lengthen out. On your next inhale, shift your weight forward. Tuck your toes under and step back to a plank. I'm going to give you a little challenge here. We're going to see if we can lift our left leg off the ground and our right arm. Use your core here. Don't sink into that left shoulder. And go ahead and come back to plank. Let's try it on the other side. Right leg comes off and left arm. Come back down and just bring your knees to the ground. So we're coming into all fours again. We're going to take that again, just a little bit easier this time. Left leg back behind us, right arm in front of us. Feel that lengthening through your body. And release back down. Left arm, right leg. Really lengthening through those limbs. And then release back down. From here, we'll take our right leg and we're going to swing that foot off to the side. Feels a little bit awkward as you do it. Swing the right foot off the mat. Take your right hand to the center of the mat and extend your leg, your left leg, so it's reaching towards the end of your mat. Just reach our left arm up into the air. And this is modified side plank. here, make sure you're lengthening through your shoulders once again. It's really easy to sink down into that right shoulder. Think about engaging that shoulder blade, muscles on the back, and create lots of length here between your shoulder and your head. You can even take that left arm, reach it right over your ear, and you'll feel more of a stretch through the left side of your body. We're going to cartwheel our arms over, bringing that left arm to the left leg, reach up through the right arm. Lengthening now through the right side of your body. And let's cartwheel our arms back down. We'll just come back to all fours. And we'll do that modified side plank on the other side. So now it's the left leg. You just swing that foot off of your mat. Lengthen through your right leg, bring your left hand to the center of the mat, and open up through your right arm. Feel the length in your arms. If these side plank poses hurt your wrists, the one that's supporting you on the ground, you're welcome to come into a fist. Bring that right arm so it comes right over your right ear. Lengthen through the right side of your body. And then let's cartwheel our arms over. Right hand comes to right leg. Reach up through that left arm. And cartwheel your arms back to the mat. Come back to all fours. And go ahead and sit down into a child's pose. Reach your arms out in front of you. Rest your forehead on the mat. Come back to your nice deep breathing here in child's pose. So important. Helps you feel centered, brings you back to the moment, helps you let go of the tension that you're holding in your body. Okay, maybe one or two nice deep inhales and exhales, and then just come back up to all fours. Okay, we are going to work through that same flow again with our modified side plank, but I'm going to give you some options to take it a little bit further if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more. So remember, that's optional. You're welcome to stay in the side plank or the modified side plank. You don't have to feel obligated at all to try anything a little bit harder. Let's swing that right leg off the mat again. We'll extend our left leg. Right hand comes to the center. And we open up through that left arm. So here in modified side plank, if you want to try something a little bit more challenging, really press through that right arm. Lift the right knee off the ground and just place it out on the mat next to the left foot. So your feet are staggered. Your body is straight. You're going to feel that right arm working quite a bit. Still though, don't sink down into that shoulder. Engage the muscles on your back. Let's bring that left arm down. We can come back to our knees and try it on the other side. So swing the left leg off to the side. Right leg comes out, left hand in the center of the mat. Open through your right arm. And then really press down through that left hand, engage your shoulder, and step the left foot out. Let's bring that right arm back down. One more time on each side. I'll give you a few more options to challenge yourself even more. We'll swing the right leg off, right hand in the center, left leg straightens, left arm opens up. Now this time as you press through the right hand, we're going to step the right foot out and then stack the left foot on top. This is a full side plank. And if you feel like you can still do even more than this, you can try taking your left leg off the right leg. You can even set the foot onto the right leg. Find a place that's good and challenging for you, but not too much. Just come back to all fours. Go back to the left side. Left leg comes off your mat. Extend the right leg. Open up through the right arm. Step the left leg out. Right foot stacks on top of it. And then, if you want, you can take the right leg up. Place the foot on your leg. And then we'll come back down. Go ahead and lower your knees. Sit back in child's pose. Take a few nice deep breaths. On your next inhale, shift your weight forward again, back to modified plank. And we are going to do 3 more yogi push-ups. So you're welcome to stay here on your knees in modified plank. Or once again, if you want to challenge yourself, you can step out to a full plank. We'll go down and up. 1 more. And slowly lower down. Inhale up to cobra or upward dog. Back to child's pose. Take a nice deep breath or 2. On your next inhale, shift your weight forward just to all fours. We're going to do 1 more exercise that's really going to help us engage those muscles on our upper back and throughout our shoulders. Tuck your toes under. Come up to downward facing dog. Feel those muscles in your back engage here. We're going to work our way into dolphin. For a lot of us, a good way to start is just by bringing our knees back onto the ground. Lower your arms to the ground, your forearms, so your elbows are on the ground as well. And you can either start with your hands, your palms pressing down into the mat, or it may be easier to interlace your fingers and maybe let your elbows come just a little bit wider. You still want to keep them pretty close. Then from here, we're going to tuck our toes under and very gently begin to lift your hips off the ground. This is called dolphin pose. Now, in order to do this pose without hurting your shoulders, you really need to think about engaging those muscles on your upper back and really wrapping your armpits in towards each other. So instead of letting your shoulders be nice and turned out, really try to bring the elbows in closer and wrap those armpits in towards each other. Sometimes it takes a little while before you find the correct placement for your muscles and your shoulders. So give yourself a little bit of time here. And then you can even challenge yourself. If your palms are on the ground, you can press through those palms, lift up your elbows, and come into downward facing dog. You can practice going back and forth between dolphin and downward dog. And then very carefully, let's come down onto our knees. We'll just shift back into child's pose. Breathing here for just a moment. If you want, you can bring your arms in closer, let your shoulders relax. And very carefully, let's just come back up to all fours. You can swing your legs in front of you. We're going to stretch out our arms just a little bit. We've got a good workout in our shoulders, our backs, our arms today, so good job if you're still with me. Let's just take our right arm, cross it over. You can use your left arm to help pull that arm. And gently release. We'll take our left arm now, cross it over. Stretch through our triceps now, and this is also a pretty good shoulder stretch. Let's take our left arm behind us. Take your right hand and interlace your fingers with the left hand, and see if you can pull that left arm just a little bit more. Try and keep the left arm where it is. Release your hands. Let the left hand slide up between your shoulder blades, and then the right arm goes up and over, and see if you can grab your hands. This is a good pose to use a strap for, or you can use an old necktie, a belt, anything that will help you. You can even grab a dish rag or something. And you would hold the dish rag or whatever you've got in your left hand, hold it up there between your shoulder blades, reach back with your right hand and see if you can grab the other end. That way, if you don't have as much flexibility in your shoulders or in your triceps, you can give yourself a little more leniency. Once you're in your stretch, your pose, you want to keep this right elbow pointing up towards the ceiling. Don't let it come forward in front of your face. Let's carefully release that stretch. And we're going to take the right hand behind our back, interlace the fingers, and pull that right arm just a little bit further. This part just makes it a little bit easier for you to get that right hand higher. Let your right hand slide up between your shoulder blades. Left hand goes over the top. And see if you can make your hands touch. Grab your hands. Once again, grab a prop if you need to. Make sure that left elbow stays pointing up towards the ceiling. And then carefully release. Let's take a few rolls with our shoulders. I like to just rest my hands on my knees. Lift those shoulders up, pull them back. Use your breath here so that you're inhaling as your shoulders come up and exhaling as you pull your shoulders back and down. One more time, inhaling up, exhale, pull your shoulders back and down. Now just walk your fingertips out as far as you can so that the tip of your middle finger maybe is still on the ground, but you're really pulling down through your shoulders. And let's take our head over. Stretch here through your neck and maybe even through the back of your shoulder and your upper back is probably the easiest there. And let's take our head to the other side. And let your chin drop down to your chest. If it feels good, you can make a few half circles here, just letting your chin go from shoulder to shoulder. And sitting up nice and tall again. Let's work our way down into Shavasana, or into our final relaxation pose. Let your legs extend out in front of you, and then just work your way onto your back. Come onto your back. It's important important that you let all of your muscles release here. Sometimes it's hard for me to let my shoulders release, and I found that if I take my arms a little further away from my body, it helps my shoulders relax. It may also help if you lift up your upper back, slide those shoulder blades down, and then lay back down again. Let your hips release, legs, your feet. Let the muscles in your face relax. So you're not tightening your jaw, not pressing your tongue to the roof of your mouth, not furrowing your eyebrows. Instead, just let everything relax. Come back to whatever breath is easiest for you. You're no longer forcing that nice deep breathing. But you may find, after being more aware of your breath, this breath you have here is probably a little bit deeper, a little bit more beneficial than the breathing that you were doing before this yoga class. Focus on how you are feeling in this moment. Become so aware of your body, your feelings, of the energy within you, that everything else in the room kind of just melts away. It's only you. And recognize that any happiness or peace or answers you're looking for may reside just within you. Simply takes your awareness, your presence, simply just being you to discover what's inside. Come into a fetal position, bring your knees up close. Just enjoy the comfort and safety in this pose for just a moment. And then as you feel ready, begin to press yourself up to a seated position. Sit nice and tall. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed. Find your best posture. Let your shoulders relax. And then inhale your arms up overhead. Bring your palms together. Exhale to heart center. And thank you so much for joining me for yoga today. Once again, my name is Kristen, and I'm a health coach with Orion. Namaste.